Hey everyone, welcome to week 5. This week's a little bit different than normal weeks. The lecture this week is actually going to be a guest lecture. It's given by Howard Pikeoff, who is the social work librarian. The link to the lecture, obviously in the week's material. Couple of other quick updates though. There is no reading from either text this week. And that's because in addition to the video lecture, there's actually 2 other short videos on APA. So no reading, but a little bit more watching this week. And then secondly, there's no discussion, but Howard Pikeoff does describe sort of a very basic lit review assignment that'll be worth the 2 points for the discussion. He describes it in his PowerPoint presentation, and there is a Dropbox for that assignment in the week's material. The one thing I want to add to Howard's lecture is on this slide here. So this is an important week because this is really when we start to get into the literature and the database and the databases. You'll need to sort of practice this skill when you start to put certain sections of the paper together for this class. So the paper, you're looking for somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 sources, but you may find that you get really excited about your topic, which is great. Or you may find that you're getting very interested in it and you actually want to find more. So 6 is fine. More is fine as well. But I wanted to just add the information on this slide to the information that Howard talks about in his presentation. So these are some of the strategies that I use to locate additional sources. The very first thing that I'm going to talk about, which I think is also the most helpful, is to read the references and articles that you find helpful. So references would be the very last thing in an article, and it can be a little tedious to go through them, but I guarantee you will find other sources that are helpful. When you find one that's helpful, you can just search by title in the EBSCO database, and you will find it. The other thing I would recommend doing is looking at keywords. Keywords will always be the first or second thing in an article. They're typically on the first page. They usually come right after the abstract. So make sure you're looking at those keywords and adding them to the list of keywords that you're searching. Speaking of keywords, let's talk about strategy number 3. You make sure you're searching different forms of keywords, and I've got some examples here on the screen. So for example, substance use would return different results than substance abuse. Even though they might ostensibly be talking about the same or very similar things, they would actually return different results. Same thing with alcohol abuse and alcohol use. Those would return different things, and they would of course return different search results than substance use or substance abuse. A second example, trauma would be would give you different results than, say, searching PTSD or trauma symptoms or post-traumatic stress disorder. So think about different forms of keywords that you're searching for, and I promise you will find different sources that will be helpful to you. The other thing you're going to want to do is search by author. So scholars tend to publish in the same area. They tend to publish in an area that's interesting to them. So odds are they've written things that, if they've written one thing that you find useful, they'll have written other things that are useful as well. I can give you lots of examples. Terrence Keene, he's out at Boston. He's an author I cite all the time. Kathleen Brady is down in South Carolina. She's another author I cite all the time. And so periodically I search their names to see what maybe what they've come out with that's new that I haven't seen yet. So again, you're looking for somewhere on the order of 6 sources at minimum. You may find that you are interested in your topic and you want to go for more. That's perfectly fine. At any rate, let's see, I covered everything for this week. No reading, no discussion. And as always, get in touch if you have any questions. You can shoot me an email, give me a call. All right, everyone. Have a great week.